How's it going, everybody? This is Dave and welcome back to a match preview of Wolves versus Braga. Our first competitive, first group stage game, not competitive, but first proper Europa League game against Braga. And it's going to be a really interesting game. I'm going to be giving you the preview for that. It's our first match preview for a Europa League game. I thought if I was going to do one, I'd rather do it, for the proper games in the group stage. But Wolves have done so well coming up against, obviously, Crusaders, Punic and Torino, probably the toughest team in that playoff draw. And we came up against them. And we a fantastic performance against all three teams. Unfortunately, we haven't quite translated that into Premier League performances, but, we're going to be talking about that today, giving my thoughts, a little bit on Braga as well, my team prediction and my score prediction as well. As always, let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. Hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. Before we kick off with a preview, make sure you go and check out our channel partners over at OneFootball. Really good football app. Gives you all the latest football news, all the latest football transfer rumours, live scores, live team news. When you download it for the first time, you get to select your favourite team and favourite league, so all the news is catered to that. As I say, a link in the top of the description down below. So then, Molineux Stadium on Thursday, and it's going to be a cracking game against Braga. Really looking forward to it, to be honest. They're a team that obviously have qualified for the Europa League, a team in Portugal which, they're probably just behind the likes of Sporting and then obviously Porto and Benfica as well. But they've started off very poorly in the league this season, quite similar to Wolves in the fact they haven't won a game yet, but their manager is under a lot of pressure coming into this game. And defeating against Wolves could actually seal his fate as manager. That's how serious this is at the moment. I read a couple of news articles from Portugal about that, saying he's under quite a bit of pressure at the moment. But Wolves, with their Portuguese influence, obviously with Nuno in charge as well, it's going to be an interesting tie, that's for sure. I'll tell a lie about Braga's form, actually. They did win on the opening game of the season, but since then they've just picked up 1 draw and 3 defeats. To be fair, 2 of those defeats were to Benfica and Sporting, but Braga have actually signed Wallace, the centre-back that Wolves were linked with quite heavily during the summer from Lazio. He's just joined Braga on loan a couple of weeks ago. But I'm going to look quickly now at how they're lining up. A couple of great players that are in their team. In particular, Ricardo Horta, probably their key man. I know he's just signed a new contract with them as well. He's one that we should be definitely looking out for. They've got some really strong players in there. It's weird because they've got a nice mix of youth and experience at Braga. But on paper, you'd fully believe that Wolves should be stronger than them. Wolves, not the best start in the Premier League. Obviously, a huge defeat to Chelsea, which was probably unexpected by a lot of us on Saturday, but it really sort of highlighted the problems that Wolves have got at the moment. We really need to improve defensively. Obviously, the absence of Ryan Bennett and Willy Bolly didn't help on Saturday, but I'm hoping that Wolves can bounce back. It's going to be an interesting night as well. I know tickets have let's say struggled to sell. I know there was a couple of 1,000 tickets left yesterday. It's close. I know a lot of people moaning that people aren't buying tickets, but believe it or not, there's probably going to be more home fans there than there were at Chelsea just because of the lack of Braga fans and so on. So it's going to be interesting on that point anyway. But in regards to the Wolves team, I actually gave my team that I would use because I believe Wolves over the last couple of weeks or so have just lacked energy. They've lacked desire. So the team I was going to go with, if I quickly get it up here, the team I'm going to go with is Patricio in goal. I know a lot of people are talking about John Ruddy, but for some reason Nuno is favouring Patricio, so I'm going to back that as well. I fully believe Ruddy will come in on next Wednesday against Reading in the Cup. A back 5 again. I know a couple of people are on about a formation change. A back 5 of Adama, Vallejo, Cody, Bolly and Vinagre. Now my reasoning for that is Cody, I know again he got a little bit of stick after the Chelsea game, but Cody for me is kind of pivotal to that role at the moment. I think he's Nuno at times sees him as undroppable. That probably is a problem in our eyes, but he's the captain. I think until we find a much better player, he's going to stick in there. Vallejo again, the only reason I put him in is because I wouldn't play him on Sunday against Palace, so he's in again for the Europa League game. Bolly in just to up his match sharpness. He's not played a competitive game. for a couple of weeks now, and obviously he's back for the Palace game. And Vinagre as well, who I know his last 2 appearances haven't been fantastic, but you know, he's a young player and he's got a lot to prove still. Midfield for me of Sace, Moutinho and Morgan Gibbs-White. I thought Morgan Gibbs-White was fantastic when he came on against Chelsea, one of his better cameo performances. Moutinho, just to add that experience in there. Romain Sace as well, who's been great this season. And then a front 2 of Patrick Cutrone and Pedro Neto. Again, Neto always has something to prove, always adds that little bit of energy, and Cutrone was fantastic on Sunday as well. Again, I wouldn't be surprised to see him start the likes of Raul and so on. It's going to be an interesting game, that's for sure. In regards to everything else, like stat-wise, I know that Braga, if I quickly go on to the match stats, Braga have not lost an opening group stage game in the Europa League. They've won 3 and drawn 1. All 3 of those wins as well came in away games, but Wolves have won 5 of their 6 previous meetings with Portuguese opponents. However, all of those did come between 71 and 74. But then Braga have only won 1 of their 8 away matches against English opposition as well. They beat Blues, Birmingham City 3-1 in the 11-12 Europa League. So it's going to be interesting. Wolves are favourites. I'm going to back Wolves for a 2-0 win. I want a clean sheet. I want an energetic performance. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. Before we finish off though, guys, I am going to be doing the Wolves Molineux sleepover. I know you may have seen a few people do this before. If you do want to donate and help support me, I'll leave a link to that in the description down below as well. It's just to help raise awareness for homelessness around Wolverhampton for men, women and children. It's been run by the Wolves Foundation as well. You can find details of it anyway in the link down below. But guys, thanks for watching. Be sure to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel if you're new, and hopefully we see Wolves get an opening day win in the Europa League group stage.